Listen, this one your neighbor call it top of the dome. This a right, I don't be say this top of the dome. Blue still fire, copper shot of the dome. Right, I don't me tell them say, hey, why not? Who me? Me fire, copper shot, they hit to Bobby Uzi. They make me say, me give me the this can't you see? A real bad man, long time, this a pedigree. Terminator, me say me pedigree. Me kid
All right. Yeah, we got a late night one tonight. This is a very special one tonight. We're pulling the late night shift tonight. I've got a special guest tonight. Our special guest is my homie, my buddy, Chef Allen. Chef Allen has a YouTube channel that he's putting together right now that show his culinary skills. And also show some very interesting locations. How you doing tonight, my brother?
I'm good. What about yourself?
I'm doing well. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Typically, I dive right into my questions and everything about the show. We just dive right in. I got my Lakers hat on tonight because we are on a winning streak. And I also got this bona fide Kobe Bryant Ghost of the Night type sweater here.
R.I.P.
The greatest. Rest in peace, Kobe. All right, brother, let's dive into this. So how'd you get started cooking? Like, how'd you get started in the culinary field?
So cooking for me, growing up in like a minority household, single mother household, I was always left home alone when I was a child, like all the time. Like I was young. I was probably about like 4 or 5 years old in the kitchen. I was like just fucking shit up. When I say fucking shit up, I mean like I had like set pans and pots on fire. I remember getting my ass beat because my mom would come home like, "What the hell did you just do?" And it all really just started when I was young, and like it all started like I ain't got nothing better to do. I'm hungry, so let me put some shit in a pot and see what works.
Right.
And it all mostly happened because like I didn't really even know what I was doing like up until like middle school. But then like with I guess like the evolution of the internet, I had more access to resources. And then I got my first job at a restaurant, and then it all went uphill from there.
So who influenced you to get into cooking?
I grew up in like the golden age of, you ever watch Food Network?
I did.
Yeah. So I grew up in like
I still do.
Even to this day. So yep. I grew up in like the golden age of Food Network, where I was basically watching this guy named Alton Brown. Alton Brown had like it was called like Good Eats 101, or like he just instructed people, and like back then in that era, like here are tips on cooking, here are tips on being a home cook and all this kind of stuff. But now, cooking shows have kind of really evolved into I guess like a reality show in the sense to where like everything's like a competition. But right. I grew up on that age where like Alton Brown was just telling us how to cook, how to be a good cook in the kitchen, how to do things properly, how to maintain our, just our environment while doing so. I say Alton Brown, I would have to give a lot of my a credit to for like inspiration wise, because like he was just very eloquent in the way that he spoke about it too.
So where are you from?
Like culturally, like where did I originally start from?
Where were you born?
So I was born up in this little state called Maine. That's where I was originally from. Yeah.
Freezing cold Maine.
Yeah.
And wet.
Yeah, wet. But the one thing I love about it, I love the snow, and I miss the snow. And I'm hoping, man, I thought it was gonna snow this year where we're at right now, but it didn't snow, so I'm a little sad and disappointed. But it might still happen though.
Oh yeah, well in North Carolina, it typically snows closer towards February, so it's still looming.
I'm waiting for it.
I hope that it doesn't come. So this is a basketball show, so I have to kind of draw in, like add in a few basketball questions.
Of course.
Who's your favorite team?
Right now?
Yeah, whenever. It could be of all time, actually.
I'd say right now, if we're just speaking right now, I had to say the Clippers.
Why's that?
I am a big fan of Kawhi Leonard.
Holy moly. Come on, not the Claw.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kawhi Leonard.
Man, that guy stood my Lakers up, man. He did my Lakers dirty.
He did.
Oh my
But look,
Oh my God.
he knew it was going to be too easy. It was going to tarnish his legacy. He didn't want to pull a KD. You got to understand that, right? He didn't want to pull a KD.
Yeah, but why have us on the hook? I mean, why not just let us off the hook so that we could go ahead and find a good piece? I mean, he held us hostage, bro.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if you view it that way, but I think he was just doing good business. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
The thing about Kawhi Leonard, the reason why I'm so attracted to Kawhi Leonard is the pure fact that I had watched his entire run with the Toronto Raptors. I'm talking about every single game. I even saw that Philly game live. Like, I wasn't in person, but I was watching it at home live.
Yeah, that Philly game was something.
And when he hit that Game 7 bouncing shot, I remember me and all my family were just like, "Whoa, what the?" Like, shit was crazy. And then for him to go off, like, hey, it might have been a different story if Clay didn't get injured and KD getting injured, but to see him literally take an entire team and country on his back, and I'm talking about playing through an injured knee, playing through another injured leg injury. This shit was crazy how, like, he just dominated the game. I'm talking about the highest efficiency I've ever seen in a finals run. It was just insane. Myself.
It was totally insane. It was totally insane. And some of those shots he was making, I'm just like, Kawhi Leonard can't make those shots.
At all. Because, like, he went from being, like, you know, a good two-way, you know, hit the defense, get the boards. Okay, come up. Okay, he's your corner three. You pass it out. He can shoot a corner three. That's it. Next thing you know, this dude's, like, in a sense, he has, like, the essence of, you know, God willing, RIP Kobe. He has a lot of that essence of that mid-range. That mid-range is unstoppable. It's killer. The way that he can turn, hit the hoop, boom, that shit's crazy.
What is your opinion on, like, the vegetarian, this whole vegan movement? Are you a big fan of the vegan movement, or are you a meat lover like myself? I'm a carnivore myself.
Yeah. I think that everyone, let's see, I'm not personally a fan of the vegan movement. That being said, everyone has to create a diet and a nutrition based on how their body reacts. Some people's body digests different things differently. So for myself, right, it also plays a big part into what your mother consumed while you were in the womb. This is another thing a lot of people don't understand is, like, your body is accumulating, being accustomed to certain types of food while you're in the womb. So, for example, let's say, right, your mother was eating a lot of meat while you were in the womb.
Right.
Her body was digesting a lot of that, and those nutrients were being passed on to you. So your body's basically been trained from the moment that you were conceived to then be able to digest meat properly. And a lot of people didn't have these kind of diverse diets, you know, especially the people who come from, I guess, like lower income housing or lower economic status. You know, they don't have access to very much, I guess, a great diverse diet. So it's hard for a lot of people to digest these foods. And a lot of people say, hey, like, I can't eat red meat because it messes with my stomach. No, it's just that you didn't introduce it into your diet enough while you were still developing, so your body can understand how to digest meat. And that's my viewpoint.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a pretty good viewpoint. That's actually a pretty good viewpoint. Do you consider, like, do you have fun while you're cooking? Like, what do you enjoy most about it?
Cooking is like a passion for me. I remember my first ever, like, private cooking gig. It wasn't even really a private cooking gig. It was kind of just like my homeboy. He liked to cook, but he didn't know what to do because he had told his friends that he was going to cater an entire artist event. So it was this young Black artist collective out in Greensboro that we did. It was called the Third Eye Art Gallery. And it was a bunch of young Black artists collective from UNCG, NCA&T, and then it was like Winston-Salem State University as well. And my homeboy had got a booth reserved, but he realized about like 2 days before, he was like, yo, this is going to be way too much for one person to handle. So I wasn't really even that, like, big into the social media thing about sharing my cooking, about knowing that. He had just known because we went to high school together. So he hit me up. He's like, yo, I know you cook. Would you be down to come out to Greensboro for a weekend, like, for free? Like, he didn't even offer me no type of bread, no nothing. In my mind, I'm like, this might be a good opportunity for me to get some exposure, because this dude's not really famous, but like he just has a little bit of clout for the time being, so I can maybe ride that wave. So I hit him back up. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll come through. So I spent a weekend in Greensboro, and that was like probably one of the best weekends I ever had cooking. Right. So this dude had his friend's apartment. He like trashed his friend's apartment cooking all this food. He was spilling oil, grease. I'm not even talking about little amounts, bro. I'm talking about he literally spilled gallons of oil all over the floor. He's making a mess. He's cooking everything. And I'm like, yo, because for me, because like I said, I started working in restaurants and I was like about 15, 16 years old. So I got a little bit of training. I'm not like the most trained, but I got a little bit of training. This dude trashed the dude's apartment. And I even looked at the dude. I was like, yo, you good with this? He was like, look, I was a good friend because you know what he said? I don't care. This is the most fun I've had in a year. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. So we trashed the dude's apartment. We pack up all the food, right? We go to the event. We serve the food. It's all free to everybody, right? And this dude, he's paying everything out of his pocket just for some clout. He's putting everything out of his pocket, you know, just to get his name out there. And the most fulfilling thing about that, right? We had created all this food. We left here with, I'm talking about probably 50 to 75 pounds of food. We left that art gallery with nothing. Zero. So that's the most gratifying and I guess fulfilling thing about it. That's what makes it so fun is you create, for me, it's like in a self-expression. I'm going to self-express myself through my food. I'm going to put my passion into it, my art, my flavor, my twist. And then for someone else to enjoy that and them bring happiness through the food, that's something that I've always enjoyed. That shit was crazy.
So how do you visualize, or can you take us through your eyes on how you see your channel, you know, appearing to your audience?
You know, that's thank you. That's a really good question. I appreciate that. And the best way for me to answer that is that for me to present myself in such a way, I would have to, I guess, come to terms with what exactly it is that I want, right?
Right.
Because I'm very stuck in between. Do I want to be solely food? Do I want to have a following based just on my food? Because right now I feel that the food market is very saturated. Everyone's a cook. Everyone can cook. Everyone can throw down a little cute video, cut it up real quick, and make it look like they're really good at it, right? So for me, I feel like I'm a little late to the party when it comes to the whole social media and putting forth an aspect of food. But at the same time, I feel like I could make a different kind of content about food. So one thing that I would like to do is present like the business aspects of food, because a lot of people don't cover that. They only cover the pleasures of food, enjoying it, creating it, and consuming it, rather than being able to talk about the logistics of how food works. Where does it come from? How do we source this? And then how can we turn this into a different thing to become profitable? So that's one thing that I feel like I would have to work on and find a way to truly corner that niche little of the market.
Do you think that your age has do you think age has anything to do with it? Does age make a difference in cooking?
No. It's kind of like it's like this as Disney movie. There was a quote from this movie called Ratatouille.
Right.
Anybody can cook. Anybody can cook. Like whether it's me and my 5-year-old self version fucking shit up in the kitchen, or it's like a 65-year-old, 70-year-old elderly person who's in a resting home. He's never cooked a day in their life and say, you know what? I want to make something. Because cooking isn't about just creating like sustenance, nutritional value. Like I said, it's a form of expression. And the best way you can express yourself is creating something that one not only appeals to you, but appeals to other people. And that's like really gratifying.
So, okay. Now let's okay, of course this is a basketball show. So let's go ahead and throw a basketball question in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so who are your top 5 players of all time?
Top 5?
Top 5. It could be now. They could be high school players, college players. They could be NBA players. Who are your top 5 players of all time?
That's tough. Number 5, Larry Bird. Number 4, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Number 3, I would have to put Michael Jordan, just for respect. Michael Jordan on number 3. Number 2, Kawhi Leonard. Number 1, Steph Curry.
Wow. No LeBron.
No LeBron.
Wow.
No LeBron.
Wow. No Kobe either. Wow.
No, and this is my opinion. You know,
it's your top 5. Yeah, it's your top 5. Hey, and it's respected here. It's respected here on my show.
Because that's my preferred watch of play style. I like to watch those kind of players play.
Right. You and Giannis, that's just a dominant center to me. You know, just a dominant center. And Steph Curry is a marksman. Larry Bird is another marksman and a creator on the court. Yeah, I see your list. I see the trajectory of your list. It's dope. Yeah. Okay, so you were saying that you wanted to kind of embellish on the business aspect of cooking. So, which leads me into the area I'm gonna go into right now. Inflation. Inflation and how inflation is affecting the food market. Things are a bit different now than they were three years ago. Very. How does inflation affect what you do? And I also want to take a second to plug Chef Allen. Chef Allen's family runs the Selma Mini Mart. I want you guys to go online and check out the Selma Mini Mart. That spot is starting to pick up steam. It's awesome. It's a great additive to the community, and we want to go out and we want to support that. Now, that being said, so I know that you are in the grocery stores quite a bit when it comes down to getting your stuff for your culinary arts and also for your grocery, for your store, convenience store. So how has inflation affected your move forward on those two endeavors?
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
The thing about inflation right now, right? So, and a lot of people don't understand this. The world is constantly evolving in a different direction, whether it may be economically, culturally, and the way that we have to maneuver through this is understanding that, like you said, we have to roll with the punches in a sense, because this stuff really does directly affect and the service industry level of business, right? Because you want to provide a good service, you want to provide a great quality product, but you do not want to risk in a sense, profit margin. And right. It's really hard to offer something that's quality, but yet at the same time be quantity and price, right? You have a lot of people who want to get something that's really cheap, but they expect it to be like 5-star level quality, but that's not possible in today's climate. So for me, the way that we have to maneuver around this is set forth either a bar of expectation, right? I'm going to give you a high level of food or product or service or anything, right? But that being said, with you expecting the high product and me offering such a high quality, you're going to have to pay the high quality price.
You're going to have to.
It's simple as that. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people want quality, but for the cheaper price. And that's
they want to cut into your profit margin or your profit margin.
Exactly. Yeah. And when you try to explain it in a way that is very empathetic to them and say, look, listen, things are exactly where they can be, not where they need to be, but how we can maneuver just enough to keep, let's say, for example, the mini mart, right? We want to offer very competitive prices, but at the same time, things are moving very fast and we are keeping up with that real time.
Yeah.
What happens is a lot of other stores already have a volume, right, of specific traffic. And when a lot of people don't understand this, they have this specific volume. So it looks like they're making money, but they don't understand that they're actually losing money because that they're not keeping up with their prices. You go into another mini mart, let's say not even a mile down the road, their prices may seem a lot cheaper, but what they don't know is that they're still making money, but at the same time, they're losing money. So let's say, for example, the price of a Coca-Cola has gone up about $1.50 over the past year, right? Price of a Coca-Cola has gone over.
Yeah, I come in the mini mart and I get the Pepsis in at $2.60.
Exactly. So a lot of other stores may offer it for cheaper, but they're losing money on it because we get it from the same person, we get it from the same distributor, the same price, because no other people can get different pricing.
Right.
So a lot of people don't understand that. And that's okay, because like I said, we pick and choose your battles. At the end of the day, I'm not going to, give up what is necessary to survive. Thank you again for shouting out the business. So for a lot of people who don't know, Selma Mini Mart, that is at Selma Mini Mart on Instagram. We are actually going to be serving food, fresh food, hot food, very soon. Very soon. And like you were saying, tying that all back into inflation, we want to offer good food for a good price. That being said, there are going to have to be some sacrifices in some sort of that complex system.
Right.
How can we offer good food and then make it, one, profitable, two, that is sustainable, three, that is not only quality,
I mean, it has to be quality.
It has to be.
I mean, we can't come purchase just like anything.
You can't come to a place, pay for food, and it be mediocre into something that you could say, oh, I can make this at home, no problem.
Right. I'll be back to this place for sure.
So that's when that comes to aspects is, look, a lot of people, let's say entrepreneurs, a lot of entrepreneurs and business people nowadays are afraid of setting a strict standard for themselves in their business, right? A lot of people don't understand this. You need to have a strict standard. If a person, you go to meet with them and get a quote on, let's say, one of your services, right? And you say your set price is $350 to, let's say, clean a roof. You're not going to go below that because you know that there's going to be someone else willing to pay that price. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's going to be someone willing to pay that price. So at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, you have to understand, yes, you're going to lose some customers, but there's always going to be another one willing to do the same exact thing that other person wasn't, right?
Right.
So then it all comes back into, you build a brand and reputation through repeated word of mouth, through this basically marketing, in a sense, through the people that are willing to go through that. So the people who are willing to, one, let's say, purchase a $10 sandwich, and if it blows their mind, they're going to say to someone else, look, this sandwich was expensive as hell, but it was one of the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life. I'd recommend it to you any time of the week.
Yes, sir. You'll have a line down the block.
Exactly. And that's all, for example, right? You go to Chick-fil-A. People see a line at Chick-fil-A. They don't go somewhere else. They go in the line. They wait in the line.
That they do.
And it's all about building that brand, that reputation, and that quality, right? So a lot of people just need to understand is setting a strict standard for themselves. I get inflation is very tough for a lot of people, and it is even for the business people. A lot of people don't understand this, right? A lot of people think that, oh, this person has a business. Oh, this person is running a business. They must have a bunch of money. No, it's quite the opposite. This person is taking a huge financial risk in hopes of providing something that can, in hopes, then give a return after X amount of years, right? And a lot of people don't understand this about business operation. A lot of people think everything's sweet, just because it looks good, but they don't know everything that goes on behind the scenes.
Is there a difference, right, in the approach that you take doing your culinary with like real live hot food and the approach that you take with the everyday customer at the mini mart? I mean, is there a difference in your approach with your customer service, or is it kind of generally the same?
Thank you. That's a very good question. Thank you for asking that. And
You're welcome.
I would like to say never. I feel that you have to treat every endeavor in your life, whether it may be small or big, as the same emotional drive and passion, I'd say. You must treat every interaction that you have with the person, whether it be big or small, as one of the most important interactions of your life, because
Right.
the continued reputation that you build, even with the small people, even with the big people, it's all the same. And the person you are day to day, the person you are, let's say, with every interaction is the person you are, right? And I like to say this too: the five people that you average out, the five people that you're around the most is the person that you average out to be. So you always want to make sure that you're around good people, good vibes, and you want to set forth a standard for yourself and the people that you hang around. If you notice the people around you are negative, you don't want that kind of energy around you, and you
Right.
always want to build upon that positive energy, because God willing, these things manifest themselves. If you give energy to hate, hate will grow. If you give
That's
energy
right.
to love, love will grow.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely right. Okay. So very, very insightful, brother. This is a fan favorite. At this point of the show, I like to kind of call this the shotgun questions.
Okay.
Okay. So on the shotgun questions, I kind of give you, let's see if we can't get something smooth to kind of do this too. A little different.
Okay.
On the shotgun questions, I give you 2 words. It could be places, things, whatever. And you just give me your choice between the 2. Nothing's wrong, nothing's right. So here we go. It's pretty high paced.
Got you.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Chili or manwich?
Manwich.
Let's turn this down just a little bit. Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Tacos or burgers?
Tacos.
A ram or a bull?
Bull.
Ariana Grande or Amber Rose?
Ariana Grande.
Yeah, definitely. Jay-Z or Nas?
Wait, who's the first choice?
Jay-Z or Nas?
Nas.
Wow.
Has to be.
Wow. Yellow light or red light?
Yellow light. I'm pushing the gas.
Push it, brother. Fried or baked?
Fried.
Nice. Let's continue. Day or night?
Night.
Football or basketball?
Basketball.
Grilled cheese or cheese toast?
Grilled cheese.
Onions or garlic?
Garlic.
We're doing the extended version tonight. This is a fan favorite. They like this part.
Got you. I got you.
Phone call or text?
Phone call any day.
Stacey Dash or Vivica Fox?
Vivica Fox.
Good call. And our last and final one, cherry pie or apple pie?
Cherry.
Wow. Okay. Not America's apple pie, huh?
Nah. I had too much. It's nasty.
That was the shotgun questions. Okay, so, all right. Another fan favorite is the trivia question, which we do at the end of every show. And today's trivia question, I kind of catered to what you do. Now, and here it is. What is the healthiest way to eat eggs?
Ooh. I mean, that's very, for me, I think that's a subjective question. But
Not really.
okay, the healthiest way, boiled or poached. Like
You know what, brother? You absolutely are correct.
Yeah.
You are absolutely correct. The healthiest way to eat eggs is boiled or poached, because any other way is more heat, which causes higher cholesterol. Yes, absolutely right, my brother. Okay. Could you let everybody know how they can get up with you, how they can get to the Mini Mart, you know, how they could get with Chef Allen?
Hey, everybody. I just want to let you guys know, thank you so much for tuning in today's show with the amazing podcast host today. We have Sean Starks. Thank you again for having me on the show. My name is Chef Allen.
Brother.
You can find me at 107 North Church Street, Selma, North Carolina, 27576. 7 days a week, I'm there at the Selma Mini Mart. Pretty soon, we're going to be opening the kitchen there. Full service. The menu we're going to be serving is a Mexican themed and inspired menu with on top of that also serving fried chicken. I'm announcing it here. Everybody, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find us on Instagram at Selma Mini Mart, SELMA Mini Mart. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for coming out. And this was a late edition of the We Could Talk Basketball and Music podcast, and it was also a very special edition. So, y'all go check my man Chef Allen out at the Mini Mart, and also check him out on Instagram. All right, have a good one.
You too. Peace.
Peace, my brother.
A lot of times I'm so wrong. Would you love me anyway? That's when you love me in the mornings, what I seem to ask her. Rolling fuck until the sunrise, that's that thug passion. She told me that she need me, and I said I'm coming. Waking up to grits and